Who is Barrister Makpa Malla?
Barrister Makpa Malla is a passionate person for issues that affect society. Barrister Makpa Malla is one person who lives for society, and within the context of society, I always single out what I call my primary constituency. That is the youth constituency. And every society that wants to see growth and progress will never take that aspect of our population for granted. So basically it is one young woman who wants to ensure that society thrives at its optimal capacity. Makpa Malla was born on the 22nd of September 1979. That makes me 35 years as of today. But in another few days, this is September, so 22nd of September I should be hitting 36. I was born to the family of Mr. Augustine and Lady Malla in Wamba, and Mrs. Monica Augustine Malla. I came from a very humble background, came from a straight-laced society, a very disciplined society, parents who wouldn't give room for mediocrity, parents who would push you to your very elastic limits to ensure that the best comes out of you.
Within the short period of 100 days of his stewardship at the hallowed chamber, the House Chief Whip and mouthpiece started justifying his position and has so far demonstrated that he is really not a bench warmer.
Two members of the public from my constituency, Mr. Speaker. In your introduction, you observed, and very rightly too, that the reason why government exists is for the security and the welfare of the people. And what I am about to do touches on a core function of government, welfare of the people. Mr. Speaker, I am holding two photographs here. Photograph of Miss Marcelina Henry and one Abubakar. Very young, promising people. Marcelina is 3 years old. Abubakar shouldn't be more than 16 or 17. But as I speak to you, my honorable colleagues as well this morning, these two people are standing at the brink of existence and death. Abubakar is suffering from cancer. The cancer has gone malignant. His entire face, as the picture portrays, shows, is practically gone. This young man is not blind, but because of the swollenness of his face, the eyes are gone, the mouth is disfigured, and he has just a couple of months if an urgent step is not taken to rescue his life. He's been to several hospitals, starting from General Hospital in Wamba, to the Jos University Teaching Hospital, and ultimately to the National Hospital in Abuja, a paltry sum of 2.5 million. Paltry because we are talking as government now. For him as an individual, 2,500 might be a big amount of money, but as government, we can invoke our sense of compassion and empathy, calling on executive of this state to please come to the rescue of this young man. They have gone on air in MBS. She was born with a hole in her heart and a constricted renal artery. I am a lawyer, I am not a doctor, but I'm just trying to recall the explanations that have been given to me. As I stand today and speak to you, the hole in her heart has practically rendered her weak and incapacitated.
Honorable Barrister Makpa Malla's contribution to positive issues at the floor of the House knows no bound.
A comment to what the last presenter said, and my brother, Honorable Mbuchu. The issue, as far as the case of Akwanga is concerned, is an issue that will go down to the integrity of this House, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman. Yes, a petition was presented before the House Committee on Public Complaints and Petitions. Persons were invited, documents were presented, facts were brought, and based on what was presented before this committee, conclusions were drawn, recommendations were made, and today we are here. But, Mr. Chairman, even in law, let me use briefly a criminal proceeding for an analogy. A court can arrive at a decision and pass a verdict, but there are intervening circumstances that may come up that will warrant the court to look again into that decision. I'm not even talking about an appeal court, to look again into that decision, more especially where a verdict is given against the accused person. Mr. Chairman, a fact just propped up today that the case of Akwanga is in court. This committee nobly, painstakingly, meticulously came up with a recommendation that the petitioners who came with prima facie evidence of elections, the certificate of return, should be sworn in. But we just got to know today that there is a substantive case in court. I think that, Mr. Chairman, if this House comes down from this committee of the whole, reverts to plenary, and Mr. Speaker issues an order that the councillor of Akwanga local government should be sworn in when there is a case in court, I think it will go to speak very, very ill of this honorable House, and it is not something that a member should hear and just keep quiet about it. This is just my take, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. Thank you.
Mune in yuro naka anan, mune sirritan ka nan, saboda haka tunda ka kasance a nan, ba mu iya wajen ganin yadda kake ba, da mu ce abin da kawai namu yi da kokari namu ce. Saboda haka zuwa nan, za mu gashe ka ne, mu ka godiya mu wa Allah da abin da ka yi a cikin wata uku nan.
Ina da nake tsayuwa a nan a matsayin Federal Deputy Council, ina farin ciki da kuma yanayin irin ayyukan da ya a cikin wayannan kwanaki da muka yi gani. Don office din shi I'm very granted da naga cewa 'yan farin ruwa sun kai har 3 ko 4 a office din. Gaskiya na ji daɗi sosai.
I will have something to say briefly about Makpa Malla in these 100 days that have just arrived. Makpa Malla, when he was elected to represent us in this honorable house, he has been a comrade that he comes closer to the youth, he unites the youth. After his election, he went around, he toured all the villages that elected him. And I'll not hide to say that some weeks past, I saw through the paramount rulers palace where we passed through the town. He was constructing a big culvert there that water used to rush down. If it is rain, people cannot pass through. Now if you go to Wamba, if you are passing through, you will see that there is access road that the water is not staying there. We want to wish him good for doing all these things.
In one of his speeches to the people of his constituency, he made it very clear that his slogan is always service first before self. Not surprising, he has already intervened in the issue of the 2 collapsed bridges in his constituency that have been causing his people nightmare for many years.
This is the popular bridge called Gadang Kota.
Okay.
Before he's coming, this bridge is impassable. You have to go by downstream. Immediately during his campaign, this is was the first complaint laid on him to him.
Okay.
About this our electoral ward.
Yes.
And in fact, he made effort.
Okay.
To bring the bridge back to life.
Okay.
So that's why I say he's really listening to the advices given to him.
His party members testified to his character and personality.
Na farko shugaba ya kasance mai haƙuri. Duk maganganu da za yi maganganu ne wanda aka saba ma shugabanni. Mutum akwai Hausawa suna cewa mutum tara ne bai cika 10. Duk bayani ko kuma maganganu da zai ci ya daure haƙuri. Kuma kokari da yake yi ya ƙara fiye da haka akan kokari da yake yi. Cikin yardan Ubangiji ba State House of Assembly muna expecting zai iya yi mana House of Reps, if possible Senate, insha Allah al-Karim. Da wannan abin da ya fara yanzu.
Barrister Makpa, from most of us that has voted for him, I think we have voted wisely. Because looking at the 100 days you are talking about, I think he has achieved based on, irrespective of some financial predicament, but he has been doing his best. Like the bridges along Kalma and the bridges along Kombaro and some culvert in Wambata. And to me, as I told you earlier, because of some financial predicament, I think he has done his best. Yes.
You know, we learn from the past, and he has to bear it in mind that many people were there before him, and he will still live there after some times. So automatically he has to correct the future by studying the past. He has to go through the mistakes that were passed through, were done by the previous members before him, so he can take correction from that, you know, in order to achieve the best.
It's going to be unappreciable to us because of the protection towards the Almighty God since his election in the office. And he has been doing very good, being a true son of Wamba and a true leader, of which we Wamba people today, we will say we are not regretting of electing him as a member representing Wamba constituency, because he's a leader that carries everybody around.